Hey guys, Kedo here with what I hope to be the last of the Grievous strategy videos to explain to you how to make the Grievous team work. So, I'm pretty sure that most of you have seen Ahnald's last video that he posted yesterday about the team and about how it doesn't work. So I just want to stress it out here. Both DB official, Urzatron, and me have tried the team with various levels of success depending on what team we are using. You can see right here the different teams that were proposed plus one little extra. So I don't have a test account to test stuff with, so you just have to take my words for the tunes present here. But I want to stress something else. I really want to say one thing. It's that Ahnald didn't even try. So multiple things that he got wrong. First, he kind of accused us of cherry picking. I want to make something perfectly clear. Of course, you might not believe me because I have not been around long enough so you can believe me or try it. But I don't cherry pick. I mean, the videos I showed, I don't think he even watched them, because if he did, he maybe could have got the strategy or the turn order right, but whatever. The video I showed were very I showed losses too, and then I explained why I was losing some fights. I explained how it worked, and I explained how I was losing. So then he said one thing. He said that critical chance was a theory that I was using to bypass the battle meditation. This is just wrong. The crit chance isn't here to bypass battle meditation. That would be silly. Battle meditation takes 60% crit chance out. You can't bypass that. That's just silly. Yet in his first video, when he showed this, he showed that he got 4 crits out of 5 with battle meditation on. So who is cherry picking now, please? But anyway, I digress. What I really wanted to say was that no, the crit chance is there, so you can have no RNG in your fight. The crit chance is here to guarantee that you get 5 crits when you AoE, barring a crit avoidance arrow. That's the only thing that can make a crit not happen. Then, the thing that is the most important is that out of everything he got wrong, like the modding, the strategies, he actually mixed different strategies, which is also silly. I want to show you something. So this is when Ahnald did his AoE. And yeah, and you can see a second one. This is when I do an AoE. Notice the difference? This is when DB official does an AoE. Can you spot the difference? It's pretty simple, really. When you check it, when Ahnald did his AoE, the other team only had 5 stacks of ferocity. When we did, they had at least 10. Just read T3 Zeta for a second. That makes a huge difference in damage. And when you know it, this is Ahnald's damage, this is mine. This is DB's. Yeah, so first thing, ferocity takes defense out of the Sith Empire team. If they have less ferocity, they have more defense, so you do less damage. And then, the point of the team from the get-go is to survive until Revan does his lightning AoE. When he does it, every Sith Empire toon gets 5 additional stacks. That's 25 stacks across the board. That's 200% crit damage from T3's AoE. T3's Zeta, sorry. So, do you see the difference now? Do you see why it works for us and not for him? That's really not that hard to get, but he didn't got that, and he just went on saying that the team didn't work. Well, good news for you, I guess, because the team does work. It just needs a proper modding, and it does need to use the proper strategy. So, right now, I will be showing you the mods I used, the stats, I mean, for the team, because that's more appealing than the mods. I mean, this screen is great, this mod is great, use it. So, these are the stats. So as you can see, I've went quite a long way about Grievous stats from the start. When I had the first time the idea that you needed the critical chance to be up enough, I used a triangle, because that was the easiest way to get there. But then I started to be a bit short of damage against some very, very tough Malax. So then I went back to a crit damage one, and I tried my best to get the crit chance up to 62% with secondaries and with one set that allows me to have the health high enough, the speed high enough, and the crit damage still. So when I do an AoE, and when the Sith Empire at least has 10 stack each, that plus the usual crit damage, plus HK's lead, or IG88's lead for that matter, because it gives you more crit damage, because every debuff, every dot you get is like a little bonus. Well, you go above 600% crit damage, and that's why the team works. It's easy as that, really. Then all you want for the original team, that is, all you want is to have your droids tanky enough, especially T3, because if T3 dies, basically you just lost all the damage and you can't do anything. So my T3 is still gear 11, so it works. I mean, every fight I got was with that T3, and yet I still win, just because I have 4 protection primaries. That's all there is. Step 1, get the turn order right, and step 2, have enough protection. This is my L3, same thing, 4 protection primaries. You want her real tanky, so that's why I use the defense sets, because she's like your drain tank. Then BB-8, I could have him tank here, and it works really fine, and I'm gonna explain why a bit later in the video. Having him die early works, having him die late works too, because your lead will die first because of the death mark. I still use a speed arrow, because when I attack a Jedi Knight Raven, I use BB-8, so I want him to be a bit speedy for that too. But you can just go for 4 protection primaries too, as long as he plays first. And then HK. HK, you really don't care. I mean, you really don't. He could be gear 7, and it would... No, maybe not gear 7, because getting the speed high enough would be bad, but like gear 9 or 10, and it would just be fine as long as he plays before the other. I can stress this now. So, one more fight, again. So I'm just gonna show you one more fight. And yeah, I mean, I've shown so many. I've shown so many fights, I just can't get why I'm accused of cherry picking. But hey, here you go, just, you know, another one. So here you go. Same team, still gear 11. So, again, maybe this time he will get it right, you know. So, BB-8 wiggles, then you do the AoE. So, at this point, I want to explain that HK lead is just a bit more reliable than IG. The debate is going on. Yes, IG works really fine, but what you have to understand is that IG makes the fight just a little bit more RNG based. I'm not a lucky man, so I don't want any RNG in my fight, because the extra crit damage that HK does, IG88 needs to get some debuffs down, some damageable time effects down to get there. For that, you need to crit, and then the debuff needs to stick. That also means that if you want the team to be successful with IG88, you need your IG88 to be very tough. Not in health-wise, but you need him to be gear 12, even 13 to be sure, and you need him to be very well modded. You want him to crit every time, and you want it to land dots every time, and for that you need very good potency mods. You need him fast enough so he plays first, and you need him to crit. And then you also need Grievous to have 10% more crit chance if you want to be sure that he will crit. If you're okay with a bit of RNG, you can go that route. But if you're not, stick to the basic. Again, this team is not meant for Grand Arena. If you want to use it in Grand Arena, and if you use Substitute, you have to accept that the viability of the team will go down as well. Okay, so after HK did his AoE, you want Grievous to play first, because you see that they have 3 tenacity downs, so he will get the target lock on these guys, and then he will try to put it on Bastila and Raven, and if he doesn't get it, he might even take 30% turn meter of them. Wouldn't that be nice? People ask me, why doesn't T3 go first? Well, you need your T3 really tanky, so you won't have enough potency to be sure you'll land enough debuffs. Okay? So when you do this, see, you have good target lock landing, then T3 is gonna take a turn. Well, okay, L3 is gonna take a turn, but that really doesn't matter. When she plays, you just want her to taunt. Then T3 does his AoE. Oh, just look at that. All of them got the debuffs because of tenacity down and because of target lock. So these debuffs, what do? They get your team to survive because they do a lot less damage when they have this on their face. That's pretty simple to get, isn't it? Yes, so just go with it. That works just fine. If you get the turn order wrong, if T3 play first, you will land less debuffs all around, and he can only take 20% turn meter off if they don't get a debuff on their head. So that's a lot more rare than Grievous getting only target lock to be resisted. As you can see, Bastila got her turn meter away, I think. Well, anyway. Also, Ahnald also says that in the videos, most of the time, Grievous didn't got feared. That's plain wrong. He did a lot. And then, it doesn't make a difference at all, because as soon as they use an AoE, fear will get out, and then his cooldown is gonna be up, but they reset when a droid dies. That's also very simple to understand. So they do their thing, and again, that's not a big deal. If I didn't show the speeds of the Sith Empire team, that's because it doesn't matter. That doesn't make a difference at all. The only thing is you need your droids to be above 206 speed if you're fighting a Sith Empire with a speed above 342. Okay? They're still doing their thing. Still doing their thing. So there. Let me do that again. This is when Ahnald gets to use his AoE, because he fucks up the turn order and the modding and the strategy. Okay? Okay. So then, just look at how many debuffs they have now. Okay? So, HK dies. This is the difference between my strategy and DB's one. DB's made BB-8 die very fast. If you do this, if I had did that, he would have been dead before the AoE, and so they wouldn't have all these debuffs on them. And that's also what Ahnald did, except he didn't use the right turn order for Grievous, because the slow Grievous is meant for this strategy with R2, because then he can use the AoE earlier, when they also have a lot of debuffs on their head, but before the AoE. Also, that's why L3 is really viable for this team. That's because she makes BB-8 stay longer on the field, so HK always dies first. Okay, so now I have Corrupted Battle Meditation on my head. Even if I'm at 100% crit chance, I know that I'm not gonna get crits, because I'm not stupid. So I'm just gonna use the crawl to get more damage on the next turn, because I'm taking 10% more health doing that, and I'm taking some out of mana. So quick strategy tip for this that can make quite a difference. Some people would use basic on Malak to get him to have heal immunity. That works. That can work. That absolutely can work. You have to accept that your damage will be just a bit lower, but that's also a good thing. But the thing I want you to know is that when you are in this situation, you have two possibilities. Either BB is alive or either BB is not. If BB-8 is not alive, you want to use the crawl on the Seed Trooper, because if you use it on Malak and somehow get a crit, because you have like 40% chance, Grievous will get feared, then L3 will die, and Grievous will skip his bonus turn for the AoE, and then T3 dies, and you lose. Okay? But if BB-8 is alive, BB is the next in line to die. So you can use on Malak to get some damage in and kill him if you crit. Because if this was a crit, it would have been like 200,000 and maybe more. So he would be dead and I would have a lot less concerns about it. But even if he dies, I get a crit, he gets feared. And if I'm in the situation where BB-8 is not alive, I could lose both of my other droids in rapid succession and Grievous wouldn't get his turn to AoE. So, 4 droids alive, aim for Malak. 3 droids alive, just imagine for a sec that BB-8 is gone, go for Seed Trooper. Okay? Okay. If there is a Marauder on the field, and BB-8 is dead at this point, you are in trouble. That's one of the ways this team can lose. Okay? Okay. So then this happens, that's why L3 is there, because she tanks like a boss, basically. And now, look at this situation. No corrupted battle meditation. I just took more HP. They are all here ready to die because they have, oh, let me count for a second. 10, 20, 30, 40, 45. Okay, that's not enough. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 52, that's 54. They have 54 debuffs on their heads. Okay, when Ahnald's done his AoE, they had like not even 30. Okay, that's the difference. So let me do that as everyone else because I never did. Let me put in slow-mo and let's have a good old AoE and blah! And just see, okay, okay. And see, the examples is actually perfect. Oh, maybe, I don't know, if I wanted this to be cherry-picked, maybe I should have, because this is the perfect example. Seed Soldier only have 5 ferocity stacks. He doesn't die, okay, because he have only 5. That's why they don't die in an Ahnald video. Okay, okay, fine. Now that this is out of the way, I really had to do this video, you know, because I'm just getting started and getting a PSA video on what I did with my footage on the video, that just felt horrible for me, okay? I want to put out there that I'm a big Ahnald fan, and I have been a big Ahnald fan for as long as I've been playing the game. I loved his content up to that point. But I don't know why he did this video, this last one. Maybe he's just done with the game, so he didn't put any effort on it, because he's just bored, you know, I can get that. But that's really like, that was heartbreaking for me. The only thing I hope is that he did that so CG would have noticed what the team does, so they wouldn't get nerfed at some point, you know, something like it. But no, he just did a video like any Redditor would have, saying that, oh, this didn't work, I tried it, I just plugged my tunes in, and I did it, and it didn't work, so hence, conspiracy theory, they are cherry picking and showing you a team that actually doesn't work. That's wrong. That's really wrong. Okay, okay. I understand that you wouldn't believe me, and I expect this video's comment section to blow up, because I'm kind of like making a PSA to an AhnaldT PSA, but here I stand. This team works, and this team works being really under-geared. I mean, just check at the screen right now. This team up here just took on a full-fledged Malak teams, and I did that a lot of times. Just check my other video, the 5-minute one. I mean, I don't even talk, you don't have to listen to me, but I just take so many teams down. And it's easy, and I have a gear 11. See, okay? 2 Zetas on Grievous. Lead isn't needed. Okay. BB-8's Zeta doesn't work, because he can dodge against Sith Empire, because they take it off. Okay? So 3 Zetas, good modding, good strategy, get out, meta team. That's basically it. Use this team, okay? Use this team. Use this first one in Arena. It works just perfectly fine. Now, I want to share with you the rest of the teams that you maybe have seen. So these are my droids. So when I do the testing, I'm not the most reliable one for this. So I invite you to check the official channel and video, and I invite you to check Urza's channel and video, because they did a pretty great job of showing off the teams, and they are aware of their own win rate. They are aware that the teams, since it uses substitutes, works, well, not as well, because for any substitute you take, the team won't work as well, and that's a normal thing. That's why you shouldn't use this in Grand Arena, because you need HK, because you need, you could even need L3, or maybe you just don't have L3. So yeah, really, use it. And if you want to use it in Grand Arena, I will put the links in the description, and I will put a box if I figure out how to do it, because I'm not in YouTube long enough to have learned how to do it. But check their videos, and they will tell you that the win rates aren't like exceptionals because you use substitutes. Okay, this is DB's team. So mine right now wouldn't work because I don't have the Zetas on R2, and because my IG isn't high enough. This team is a bit more RNG because IG needs to land these debuffs, and so does R2, to make really the team work. But the thing with this team is that you will take the speed of Grievous lower, and you do that only for this strategy, because then if you put his speed like below 170, the whole opposing team will play before him. So Bastila will put Corrupted Battle Meditation on him very early. So you won't do a first AoE, you will just crawl. Then the Sith Empire tanks another set of turns and gets up to Revan's AoE. Then they have all the debuffs you need so that Grievous can wipe them out. It's a bit harder to pull out because sometimes Bastila will play a second time and you will keep Battle Meditation on your head, but since you only play 2 turns, you may just be able to pull out, to pull the win out, because you will have enough droids. But the thing you have to consider is that you have only 1 taunt, and Malak will take it out with the shock. So if it goes poorly, you're dead. The first option has 2 taunts, so if it goes poorly, you still have a chance. Okay, that's why this has a better win rate overall. Okay. Then you have Urza's team that uses 2 substitutes. That's just, okay, also that works, that can work. I mean, Chopper can perfectly work, he taunts. He will taunt and he will die, and basically just here for that. The thing is, he doesn't, L3 will cleanse herself, Chopper won't. That's the only difference. Then you use Jawa Engineer, because you need BB-8 somewhere else, and you give the turn meter to your droids, and you use my strategy. And that's all there is to it. And if it works, it works. That's all there is. You need to survive long enough so that Revan does his AoE, and then you kill them. The thing that makes this team less reliable is that Jawa Engineer isn't a droid. So when he dies, Metalloid Monstrosity won't trigger. And that's it. So you have 1 less trigger for Grievous, so of course the team will have less reliability. That's all there is to it. And also you will need IG to be high enough. Okay. So then there is this team right here that I didn't talk about. I want just to say that if you have this team available, it also works perfectly well. You have to invest a bit more in it, so it's maybe not for every player. I mean, I'm at 2,000,008 and I can put it out because I don't have the right gear and Zetas. If you do this team, you really need T3 to be tankier than mine. But this will have a different turn order. This will have so you are going to use IPD with his Zeta to try and land target lock on Malak, and if you do with the Zeta, Malak can't taunt. Okay, so when Grievous takes his first turns, there is no taunt on the field if everything goes right. Okay, because IG target locks too. For this team, you really want to use IG because of this target lock availability. And you also would like to have his Zeta, because if you have his Zeta, Malak won't heal if he gets damaged. Okay? So then you use IPD to take the taunt out. And when it's Grievous turns, he does the crawl on Bastila. You do the crawl right out, and Bastila dies, because you have enough debuffs, because you mod IG for max potency, and he just right out kills Bastila. Okay, so he can take Battle Meditation now. So then a droid dies, and you just crawl someone else. Crawl Malak, and he's dead, because they have a ton of ferocity on their head. And it works. It works too, very well. You might want to have the second zeta on T3 for this one too. The first one doesn't need the second zeta on T3. I want to emphasize that. If you want to use the second zeta on T3, you need to have him at gear 12 plus 5, and it does extra damage, but this team does enough damage without it. For the others, you might want it to give you extra reliability. But for this one, you kind of really wanted to be sure that you will kill like a 190k Malak, but you kill Bastila first with a crawl, then someone dies, you call a second time, Malak is dead. The 3 that are left will just die with 1 AoE, and that's basically it, and that works perfectly fine. The only thing that can be problematic is with a very high tenacity Malak, and if it happens, you just change the turn order to be IG playing first, then being T3, then being IPD. IPD takes taunt out and doesn't hit Malak, so Malak doesn't taunt. That's really all there is to it. Okay? That's as simple as that. This 4 team works just fine. These 2 ones are very reliable. Of course, it's not 100%. Expect like 85. Really, 85. Against the best team in the game, that's amazing. Okay? That's an amazing win rate. That's something you do with only 1 gear 13. And with this first team, you needed 3 zetas. Okay, for this one, you need a bit more. You need, yeah, but that's basically, I think this second team is even more reliable. Okay? It might even be close to 100%. If you have all you need for that. But this first team works just fine. And for climbing in arena, these are just perfect. Okay? This second one can even be used in Grand Arena, because you only need BB-8 out of JTR, and JTR isn't as good as she used to be. These other teams can work in Grand Arena, but check Urza's video, check DB's video, themselves they say that you maybe should not use them in Grand Arena. Okay, but he didn't got it right either, and I didn't got it right either. Anyway, I'm really sorry it took that long, and I don't think many people will watch this video the whole way through, but I just expect it to be watched because I really don't want you to believe that the team doesn't work. It does, it really does, but you have to put just a bit of thinking and effort into getting the turn order right, getting the strategy right, and getting the modding right. Okay. So if you want to have more info, if you still can't make it work quite yet, or if you feel you're a bit short, join me on Discord, link is in the description, or join DB's official Discord. He will explain it to you just as well as I could do. And I stalk him right now, so I'm on his Discord as well, so I could just explain it to you right there. I've also explained it quite a bit in the earlier comments. You can check them out too. This works, okay? This works just fine. Believe in our savior Grievous. He's our Lord and Savior, and he will make the meta fun again, I guess. This is actually a very good rock, paper, scissors meta right now, because this kills Malak. Malak easily kills Padme. Padme takes this down. Padme just trashes this. This isn't even funny, but Padme just destroys it. Okay? So, I hope you watched the video up to that point. I really hope you got it. You got the message, you know. This works. Believe me. Just try it, you know, get it right, get the turn order right, get the speeds right, try it for yourself, okay? And complain if it doesn't work the whole you like, but it works for so many people right now that you can't just go around and say it doesn't work, because I think we proved it does, okay? Check my other videos, check DB's videos, check Urza's video even, it works, okay? Just think about it for a sec, and then it all makes sense. Thanks to all of you. Sorry for being quite a rambler. Sorry for being, you know, very disappointed right now and having to make this. But it works. Peace out.